Hey guys, all good? Hakai here, bringing you the newest chapter of Dragon Ball Hakai. This is the last part of chapter 46 and it's being posted in a compilation with the previous ones, so if you've already seen the other two parts, you can skip to the timer appearing on the screen now. In this amazing chapter, we're gonna see the beginning of the summer tournament, the very important event that's gonna take place on planet Vegeta in the past, in which God of Destruction Goku will participate with his father Bardock. And over on planet Vegeta, a certain villain that everyone knows very well and loves to hate will appear. Who could it be? We're going to see the confrontation between Gohan and the Sentinel Dioran, that mysterious character who showed up all cocky in the previous chapter. And for the first time in the story of Dragon Ball Hakai, Gohan will use all of his power. Besides that, this chapter will feature a new character, very mischievous and full of mysteries. Chapter 46 of Dragon Ball Hakai is packed with cool stuff for you. So go ahead and like the video to support Dragon Ball Hakai, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed yet, and comment God of Destruction Goku if you're a fan of the story. Let's get started. Stay connected to the channel and let's go to the video. The title of chapter 46 of Dragon Ball Hakai is Saruna the Mischievous. The chapter starts by once again showing the meeting between Gohan and Sentinel Dioran, who's got Hikari on his shoulder. It was Hikari who lured Gohan to Dioran, and he even teases Gohan by sticking his tongue out, showing the confidence Hikari has in this monkey god. For some reason, Dioran is really irritated with Gohan and says he's going to kill him, and of course Gohan doesn't understand anything that's going on. Gohan tries to calm things down, attempting to explain to Dioran that he's not doing anything wrong there. But Dioran doesn't want to hear it, and he immediately extends his hand toward Gohan, firing a gigantic energy wave at him. A wave of pure power so massive that it makes the huge rock they're standing on look tiny. Luckily, Gohan managed to dodge that attack, and he's very relieved about it, because, according to him, that attack was truly dangerous, and he would have died if that colossal burst of power had hit him. He would have turned into dust. Gohan wonders who this so-called Sentinel Dioran is, someone so powerful, and who for some reason wants to kill him. Hikari, probably realizing that things are getting serious, distances himself from Dioran. And Hikari's right to do that because Dioran starts releasing his energy, an energy that's kind of discreet but still seems really strong, since it stirs up a powerful wind around him as he makes a strange hand gesture while releasing his energy. Dioran goes back to threatening Gohan. He calls Gohan a damned invader and says he's going to die. Right after saying that, Dioran unleashes his energy with even more intensity, and the moment he does, a powerful gust of wind spreads throughout the area, showing how even this simple aura release from Sentinel Dioran is already enough to shake the natural order of the place. When Gohan is hit by this windstorm, while at the same time witnessing Dioran's energy release, he realizes this guy is really strong. In fact, he can't even feel Dioran's ki, since he's clearly also a god. But even without being able to sense this guy's ki, Gohan is already absolutely certain that he's incredibly powerful. Yamoshi had already warned Gohan about this. He said that everything in the celestial world is divine, and not even an insect from that place should be underestimated by Gohan. And if not even a simple insect, or a little cub like Hikari can be underestimated, imagine a guy who's clearly a warrior, like this Dioran. Gohan knows he can't waste time, much less hold back here. If he's going to face this Dioran, he has to do it, giving everything he's got. Gohan lets out a roar as he begins unleashing all of his power, also causing a great weather anomaly around him, pushing the clouds away and making lightning bolts circle him. And then, Gohan enters his ultimate form, definitely releasing his maximum power. Dioran glares at the newly transformed Gohan with irritation. He can certainly feel Gohan's ki, but he doesn't seem worried, just annoyed. Without hesitating for even a second, Dioran leaves the rock he's standing on, flying straight toward Gohan, who doesn't back down and charges toward the monkey god. The two clash head-on with everything they've got, but it's clearly Gohan who comes out worse, being thrown far away by Dioran's strength, already losing blood because of the absurd force of the impact. Gohan is hurled onto another rock nearby, slamming his back hard against the stones. If this were Earth or some other planet with normal resistance, it's very likely that Gohan would have easily smashed through those rocks. But since everything in the celestial world is much more resistant, he barely broke a few little stones. Gohan manages to recover from the impact relatively quickly. But even so, he admits, impressed, that crashing his body against that guy felt like colliding with an impregnable mountain. In other words, Dioran's body strength and toughness are absurd, even by Ultimate Gohan standards. But Dioran is just getting started, and he goes after Gohan with blood in his eyes. Gohan, seeing that the big ape is coming for him, already knows he has to react somehow. He raises both hands, crossing them above his head, and fires a Masenko at Dioran, the technique he learned from Piccolo. But for Dioran, that Masenko might as well be nothing. He charges straight into the energy wave without even hesitating, and, incredibly, he passes through Gohan's Masenko with ease, making Gohan realize things are getting really bad for him. Seeing that Dioran was about to trample and crush him like a raging bull, Gohan jumps away from the rocks and lets the crazy ape smash right into them. Gohan tries to take advantage of this chance to move in and strike Dioran from behind. But Dioran doesn't give him the opportunity. He quickly turns around, stretching one hand toward Gohan, using what seems to be telekinetic force, not only to stop Gohan's advance, but to knock him down as well. Gohan crashes into the forest. He lands on one of the branches of the many trees around, and that alone is enough to injure him further. If it were a tree from Earth or a normal planet, maybe Gohan would have easily broken that branch. But since everything in the celestial world is tougher, even that is enough to hurt him. After hitting the branch, Gohan ends up rolling off it and dropping to the ground. While he writhes in pain on the ground, Gohan thinks about the absurd power this guy has. Dioran is descending from the sky toward the forest while telling Gohan to give up. He comes down very close to the ground, but instead of touching it, he stays floating above it, slowly moving toward Gohan. Dioran warns Gohan that he can't compare himself to the power of a Sentinel, an elite god. But Gohan is bold today. Even after taking such a brutal beating so far without being able to land even a scratch on Dioran, he turns toward the monkey god, saying it doesn't matter to him whether Dioran is a god or not, he won't surrender. Despite Gohan talking tough, the truth is that he's not doing so great anymore, since he can barely stand up because of the pain all over his body. And then, when Gohan manages to get up and turn around, he already sees Sentinel Dioran right there in front of him, levitating with his arms crossed, in a stance that shows not only his imposing presence, but also the complete superiority he has over Gohan. The Sentinel Dioran charges in to land a punch on Gohan, tearing through Gohan's heavy outfit, but Dioran's fist only pierced the weighted clothes because Gohan had left them in the way and moved aside to dodge, letting the weight of the outfit fall onto Dioran's arms. Right after that, Gohan moved behind Dioran at full speed to strike from behind, aiming at one of the Sentinel's weak spots. Gohan remembers that Piccolo used the exact same tactic against him, and it's working now too. He's referring to the training match he had with Piccolo back in chapter 30, when Piccolo tricked him in this same way, leaving his weighted clothes for Gohan to punch, weighing down Gohan's arm, and then landing a blow from behind that knocked Gohan out. Now Gohan's using his master's same strategy against Dioran, and it worked. Or rather, he thought it worked. Dioran doesn't even need to turn around to block Gohan's punch aimed at the back of his head. He then throws Gohan away, sending him crashing back first into a tree with full force. After that, Dioran uses Gohan's own weighted clothes against him, hurling them at Gohan and pinning him harder against the tree with their weight, before following up with a flying kick that sends both Gohan and the clothes smashing straight through the tree. And just to remember, things in the celestial world are much tougher than on ordinary planets. So if that kick made Gohan break through a tree like that, it must have been one hell of a kick. Not only does Gohan break through the tree, but he's also sent flying far away by the force of the blow, sliding across the ground for several meters. Gohan feels an unbearable pain in his abdomen, rolling on the ground and vomiting blood, definitely suffering massive internal damage from Dioran's strength. But even after hurting Gohan that badly with his kick, Dioran thought it wasn't enough. According to Dioran himself, that kick should have been powerful enough to kill Gohan, tearing him in half, but it didn't. Dioran wonders if he might have lost some of his strength at the last moment, and after raising that possibility, he concludes that she might be nearby. But who could this person Dioran is thinking of be? Dioran decides to ignore that for now. He's made up his mind to end this once and for all. This time, he's going to kill Gohan. Knowing that the enemy is coming to finish him off, Gohan starts to panic. The opponent is far too strong, and Gohan's already in no condition to keep fighting. He comes to the conclusion that there's no other choice. He has to attack Dioran with everything he's got. It's his only chance. Otherwise, this guy's gonna kill him with the next hit. So Gohan starts preparing his final attack, a Kamehameha with all the energy he's got left in him. But before Gohan can even finish charging his attack, Dioran, in a hurry, suddenly appears in front of him at such a high speed that Gohan can't even track it. Dioran grabs Gohan's head with one of his hands, causing him excruciating pain. Dioran says that Gohan is so weak that his head feels as fragile as a grape in his hand. He tells him that a weakling like him should have never set foot in the celestial world. Gohan is suffering terribly from the grip, and it really looks like his head could burst in Dioran's hand as easily as a grape. But then, another creature appears. A being whose body shape also resembles a primate rushes in at high speed, stopping right behind Gohan and Dioran, and neither of them notices it. The creature quietly sneaks up behind Dioran, pinches its fingers together like tweezers, and simply plucks a hair from Dioran's tail. Dioran immediately releases Gohan's head and screams in pain. Then, that same god who looked so imposing just seconds ago starts jumping and running around in agony because of the pain in his tail. Gohan is completely baffled, having no idea what's gotten into this guy. Dioran totally forgets about Gohan. Now he's only focused on finding out who pulled his tail hair. but it seems Dioran already knows who did it, and he starts shouting for the bastard to show herself. Gohan asks who Dioran is talking to, and at that very moment, to Gohan's complete shock, the person Dioran was talking to appears right behind him, her mouth close to his ear. And it's only then that Gohan realizes there's a monkey girl clinging to his back with a mischievous grin on her face. He's stunned, wondering how the hell this girl managed to get behind him and grab onto him like that without him even noticing. She's clearly not a normal person. Gohan asks the monkey girl who she is, but she doesn't even need to answer, because Dioran yells her name loud enough for everyone to hear, furious at her for pulling a hair from his tail. Saruna, realizing that Dioran is absolutely pissed off behind her, lets go of Gohan and starts running. She tells Dioran to back off and calls him a monkey. And Dioran calls her a damn monkey girl and says he's gonna catch her. The two start running in circles around Gohan, who's completely disoriented by everything that's happening, not knowing what to do in this situation. Dioran jumps towards Saruna, ready to grab her, but then Saruna quickly turns around and fires a beam of magical energy that, when it hits Dioran, transforms him into a baby monkey. That mighty imposing god just turned into a little monkey now. Dioran gets furious when he realizes Saruna did that to him, and it seems like this isn't the first time. Saruna falls to the ground laughing hysterically, mocking Dioran and saying he's just a little monkey now. But Dioran jumps right back at her to get revenge, landing on Saruna's head and grabbing her hair, and then he starts yanking on it, shouting that Saruna's gonna turn into a bald monkey now. Saruna starts screaming in panic, and now it's Dioran who's laughing as he messes up her hair. Gohan has no idea what to do. He can't even believe that this little monkey pulling the girl's hair is the same person who, just moments ago, was dead serious and about to kill him. But then, everyone's attention shifts when someone descending from the sky yells at them, asking what's going on down there. And when this person arrives, the three of them immediately get more serious. The person who just arrived is Yamoshi, who lands near them to find out what's happening. Dioran respectfully bows to Yamoshi in greeting, already showing that Yamoshi is some kind of superior to him. Dioran apologizes to Yamoshi for being in that childish form, saying it's Saruna's fault. But Yamoshi doesn't seem to care at all. He doesn't look like the reverent type anyway. He just wants to know why he saw energy blasts coming from that area. Gohan wastes no time and immediately points the finger at Dioran, saying it's all his fault for attacking him out of nowhere. Dioran is surprised that Gohan already knows Yamoshi, and he asks about it. Yamoshi says of course they know each other, and explains to Dioran that he's been training Gohan, and that Pikkon got permission for Gohan and other mortals to train there in the celestial world. When Dioran hears that, his jaw drops. He's incredibly embarrassed by the mess he caused and drops to his knees with his forehead to the ground, begging forgiveness for attacking Gohan. Despite everything, Gohan takes it well. He's not holding a grudge, even after almost being killed a moment ago. Yamoshi, however, is a bit annoyed that Dioran did that and says he told Saruna to warn Dioran that there would be mortals in the celestial world. And right then, Saruna bursts out laughing. She had pranked Dioran because she wanted to see Mr. Perfect mess up for once. Dioran jumps at Saruna again, absolutely furious, enraged that she almost made him kill a guest of the Celestial Guardians. After some time, when everything has calmed down, Dioran manages to apologize more formally to Yamoshi and Gohan. Dioran is no longer a baby monkey, but he looks smaller than when he first met Gohan, so I think he's growing again gradually. Maybe he's a teenage monkey at this point. Well, even though Dioran literally almost killed him, Gohan takes it all in stride and tells Dioran that it's okay. After all, according to Gohan, it was actually a good thing that all of this happened, because now he understands better than ever how much he still needs to improve. But Gohan changes the subject, pointing toward a nearby tree. Not too close, but not too far either. On that tree is Saruna, keeping her distance and teasing them by sticking out her tongue, probably trying to provoke Dioran. Gohan asks if she's not going to come closer, and Dioran says it's better that way. He wants that damn girl as far away from him as possible. Yamoshi ends their conversation there, saying that since everything's cleared up, Dioran can go back to his work. But Yamoshi warns Dioran not to forget to prepare for the tournament as well. Dioran bows respectfully to Yamoshi, saying that he will, and then leaves to continue his work. As soon as Dioran leaves, Gohan comments to Yamoshi that Dioran is really powerful, and he asks what exactly these Sentinels are, and if all of them are that strong. Yamoshi doesn't seem too interested in explaining things to Gohan right now. He simply says that the Sentinels are very important for maintaining order in the celestial world, but he can explain that better later. And as for their power, Yamoshi says it'll be more interesting for Gohan to find out for himself. Gohan doesn't understand what Yamoshi means by find out for himself. Yamoshi then tells him that in a while, there will be a competition in the celestial world called the Celestial Guardians Admission Tournament. In this tournament, many competitors will fight to prove their worth and earn a position like his, Yamoshi's. Dioran will also be competing in this tournament. Gohan wants to know what exactly this tournament has to do with him. Yamoshi then reveals that he'll be participating as well. And of course, Gohan is completely shocked by this. Well, It looks like there's going to be a tournament involved in Gohan's training journey, and it seems that in this tournament, he'll be facing none other than the gods of the celestial world, including Dioran and apparently the other Sentinels too, since Yamoshi implied that Gohan would discover their power during the tournament. That's a good thing, because this fight between Gohan and Dioran gave us an idea of Gohan's starting level in this training, and in the upcoming tournament, we'll get a sense of his final level. Tell us what kind of participants you'd like to see in the Celestial Guardians Admission Tournament, and what else you think would be interesting to see in Gohan's training journey and in the Celestial World. Also, make sure to leave a like on the video if you haven't yet. It really helps us out and lets us know you approve when we bring Dragon Ball Hakai content here on the channel. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, so you don't miss the next parts of the story. Anyway, now let's move on with the chapter. Speaking of tournaments, a few days pass, and now it's time for the long-awaited summer tournament that's going to take place on planet Vegeta in the past. We see a huge arena on the Saiyan planet, and inside that arena, hundreds of thousands of people gather to personally watch this competition, where warriors from all over the planet come to prove their worth to the people. And of course, they also want to prove their worth to the great king of the Saiyans. Just like Bardock's team was talking about a few chapters ago, this tournament is the perfect opportunity for Saiyan soldiers, and even non-soldiers, to prove their value to the king. For soldiers, it's a great chance to gain recognition within the army, and maybe even earn a promotion. For non-soldiers, it's a chance to be accepted into the army, and for everyone, it's a huge opportunity to earn fame, glory, and money. We see Gine in the stands among the crowd. She's alone. But then a man comes up to greet her. It's the Saiyan soldier Leek, a friend of Bardock. Everyone remembers Leek, right? He appeared in the Broly movie and later in the Dragon Ball Super manga in the flashbacks shown during the Granola arc. Well, Gine greets Leek too when she sees him and asks if he's not going to participate in the tournament. She seems a bit surprised that Leek isn't taking part. Leek tells her, a bit frustrated, that he actually would like to join, but he ended up breaking an arm on his last mission and thought it'd be better not to compete with the disadvantage of having one less arm to fight with. Gine thinks that's a good call, since everyone who's competing in the tournament really wants to impress King Vegeta, and they won't hold back to do it. It doesn't matter if you're injured or not. If they have to step over you, they'll do it without any mercy. Leek obviously assumes that Gine is there to cheer for Bardock, and he asks where he is. Gine then points to the center of the arena, where the competitors are, showing him where Bardock is. We then see Bardock, who's with Goku and his team, Fasha, Borgos, Tora, and Shugish. Goku notices that a bunch of competitors are staring at him, all of them with a look like they want to tear him apart. When Goku comments that nobody there seems to like him, Bardock says of course not. The news about him causing a ruckus in the king's castle has spread. Everyone knows that King Vegeta's keeping an eye on the troublemaker named Turles in this tournament, so obviously everyone's trying to take him down to get the king's attention. Whoever beats Goku, or Turles, has a great chance of getting on the king's good side, so Bardock warns Goku to stay sharp. In fact, defeating Goku, in terms of catching King Vegeta's attention, might be just as important or even more important than winning the tournament itself. Tora tells everyone eagerly that the king is about to start speaking. King Vegeta, holding a microphone, begins addressing everyone in the arena. He starts his speech by thanking everyone who came to participate in the summer tournament, whether in the audience or as competitors. The king says this event is very important for them, the Saiyans, because for their great warrior race, power isn't just for entertainment, it's a display of their people's strength. The king says that whether it's for the money prize, the glory, the recognition, or simply for the thrill of battle, they, the Saiyans, will never stop fighting. The crowd goes wild with the king's speech, agreeing 100%! And honestly, I think in the end, the money prize is just a bonus for them. I believe that even if King Vegeta announced a tournament with no reward at all, tons of people would still join just for the joy of fighting. That's just how Saiyans are. Well, the king is about to finish his speech and officially start the tournament, but then he's suddenly interrupted when something very strange starts happening. A huge shadow begins hovering over the arena, instantly catching everyone's attention, including King Vegeta himself, who immediately fills with fear, clearly realizing what's happening. We then see that the shadow hovering over the arena is actually Frieza's massive spaceship flying above, accompanied by several smaller ships. King Vegeta almost soils himself in fear when he sees Frieza and his army arriving there, unable to believe that something like this is happening right now. In the stands, Gine and Leek are just as shocked as everyone else in the audience, and in the middle of the arena, Bardock is also stunned, along with the other competitors. Goku finds the ship familiar, and he's already starting to understand what's going on. The large ship's doors open, and then the great emperor of the universe, Frieza, begins to emerge, floating on his hover throne with all his pomp. Frieza exits his ship, accompanied by his closest soldiers, Zarbon and Dodoria, right beside him. And further behind, we see several other soldiers following as well. Frieza looks down at the arena, and his expression doesn't look good. It's a serious look, maybe even an irritated one. With Zarbon and Dodoria at his sides, Frieza descends on his hover throne toward the arena. Goku confirms what he was already suspecting when he saw the ship. Frieza is there. Bardock is both furious and terrified at the same time. He wants to know what the hell Frieza is doing there. It can't be anything good. Nothing good ever comes from Frieza. Frieza stops in front of the royal box where King Vegeta is, with Zarbon and Dodoria beside him. King Vegeta greets Frieza in total surprise, stammering nervously. Frieza then says that King Vegeta planned this event without informing him first. He asks, in a very threatening tone, whether the King of the Saiyans should be considered a traitor for that. And that's how chapter 46 of Dragon Ball Hakai ends, folks! Frieza shows up unexpectedly right in the middle of the summer tournament, and he's clearly not happy that King Vegeta organized the tournament without his knowledge. So, what do you think Frieza came to Planet Vegeta for? Did he come because of the summer tournament, or for something else entirely? And how do you think Goku will react to Frieza being there? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Also, let us know what you thought of the rest of the chapter. What did you think of the Sentinel Dioran and the mischievous monkey girl Saruna? Did you like those characters? Are you excited for the tournament that's going to take place in the Celestial World? And what do you think is going to happen at the summer tournament on Planet Vegeta? Drop your thoughts below. If you haven't liked the video yet, make sure to do that now. It really helps with the video's reach here on the platform. Share it with someone you think might enjoy it. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Your like, subscription, comment, and share help the video get more views. And for Dragon Ball Hakai to keep going here on the channel, it's really important that this video performs well. And if you want to help even more with the production of Dragon Ball Hakai, you can support us on Patreon. Starting from a very small amount, you'll not only be directly supporting the manga's production, but also get some exclusive perks from our channel, like early access to our videos and to the Dragon Ball Hakai manga. I can guarantee you all with absolute certainty that the story of Dragon Ball Hakai is only continuing thanks to the true heroes who support us on Patreon, because without their help, we wouldn't be able to keep the manga's production going. So, if you want to be one of those true heroes who help keep this dream alive, click the link in the video description and in the pinned comment to learn more, alright? That's it guys, see ya!